Welcome back to another edition of Fly Tying for Beginners. Today we're going to tie a Super Renegade. This is going to be the wet fly version of the Renegade dry fly. The hook I have on the vise is Green Caddis Outfitters. It is 80050. This is a curved shank hook. This is a size 10. I have a 3mm bead. I'm going to start off, I got 15 thousandths lead-free wire, and I'm going to weight the shank. I'm going to start just about at the point of the hook, and I'm going to bring this up forward. It's going to be a pretty heavily weighted fly. This is a wet fly. This is a good searching pattern. When you're fishing wet flies, just swinging them in the current, and this will get it down there. Won't get it right to the bottom, but it'll get down there a lot further. And I'm going to just pull that little bit off the back, and I pushed it up inside the bead. Now the bead isn't going to go anywhere. I'm using 6/0 thread. This is black. I'm going to start it behind the lead wraps. I'm going to put some right behind there so it doesn't move backwards. I'm going to wrap over the lead wraps up to the eye, and I'm going to bring that back down. Then I'm going to move my thread, put the base of thread down on the bear hook, and I'm going to bring that down around the bend slightly to where the thread would be hanging at the barb had I not crimped it down. Remove that excess. We're going to start out with a tag, and I have peacock and orange mylar tinsel, and this is size 14. So I'm going to wrap this in so I can see the orange side. Just going to get that secured. Put a couple quick wraps up there. Now I'm going to take that tinsel and I'm going to start wrapping, and you can see the peacock is exposed now. And I'm going to take it back about 4 wraps, overlapping on each one. And then bring it forward. And this will give you a nice tag, and it will be secure. I'm going to go further than is necessary, so that way I ensure that the tag is tied in good. I'm going to bring it right up to that thread there, just about at the point of the hook. This will just ensure that that tag is tied on there good. Remove that excess. And tie down the rest of that tag. I'm going to bring it back to just about the point of the hook, maybe just a little bit further. Next step, I'm going to put in a hackle, and this is a grizzly hen hackle. You want them to be very webby, like this is. They're all web. And I'm going to tie that in from the tip. So I'm going to just take it, hold the tip, and stand these up at a 90-degree angle. And I'm going to tie that in. And I'm going to take all of that in the front, and I'm going to tie that all down. Just quickly tie that down. That will help to hide some of the lead wraps so your other materials don't get caught inside it. And bring that right to the back. Move it forward just slightly. And now we're going to wrap that. I'm going to pull all the feathers, all the barbels to one side. This is a wet fly, and I want them to be going towards the back. And I'm going to give that a few turns right there. And bring that up, and I'm going to tie that off right there. And remove that excess feather. I'm going to trim off a few of these. There we go. Now I'm going to take 2 strands of peacock herl. I'm going to tie these in by the tip. Tie them down right to the hackle. And we're going to bring that up almost to the middle. Before I start to wrap, I'm going to put a little bit of head cement on the shaft. And this will help ensure durability of this fly. And wrap them in. Just putting one wrap right in front of the previous. And I reached my thread. I'm going to tie that off. Put a couple of wraps right in front. And I can remove the excess. I still have a very large amount, so I'm going to use that on the next piece. Now I'm going to take a brown hen hackle. This is not a saddle hackle. This is just a regular cape hackle off a hen. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to stand all of the hackles up, hold the tip, and pull them forward. And we're going to tie that in right next to the peacock. And I'm going to go ahead and tie down the hackle up closer. I'm going to remove that excess. And now we're going to wrap this hackle. Pull all of the fibers to the one side. You could pull them and actually hold them while you're spinning it, turning it. And 3 wraps is good. I'm going to secure that. And we're going to remove that excess. Going to pull the hackles all back. And wrap on them just a little bit. Maybe 1 thread wrap to lay them down. Now we're going to take our peacock herl once again, and we're going to tie them in by the tips still. And secure them. And we're going to bring the thread up behind the bead, and then I'm going to come back about 1 eye length because we have 1 more hackle to put on there. Put a little bit of head cement on this. And we're going to wrap this. Like I said, this is going to be a good searching pattern. Good one in the fall when they start to get back into feeding really hard again. If you're in an area that the trout fishing kind of tapers off in the summertime because of warm water. Once that water starts to cool, they really turn on the feed bag again. And we're going to remove those. Now I have a cream saddle hackle, and I'm going to do the same thing with this. Going to pull the feathers to that 90 degree. And with this one, I'm going to cut off that tip, and then I'm going to give it the haircut. Because here you can see, obviously, we have a lot less space to secure the hackle with. Try to hold all those hackles back. Got one. We're going to secure this. Giving it that crew cut gives the thread something to hang on to so it doesn't slip. And bring that thread right back up. There, I got it started. I'm just going to hold them towards the back as I'm winding it. Just stroke them back. Okay, we got something not good there. There we go. We'll just stroke them back as we wind it. And I got about 3, let me give it one more. 4 wraps right there. I'm going to secure this. Put a wrap or 2 in front. Remove the excess. Stroke all of those fibers back. And I'm going to come back on them just 1 thread width. Take your 1/2 inch tool. Give it like 3 turn whip finish. Touch the bead and then let it go backwards. Head cement is clear, so it's not a big deal if you get it on the bead. And here we have a Super Renegade. Hope that you learned something from this video. Hope that you would subscribe to my channel. Please leave comments, questions, suggestions. Refer me to your friends. And most of all, thank you very much for watching my videos.